My mom tried to force me to break up with a man who saves children's lives because his socks didn't match. When I brought Jake home for the first time, everything went perfectly. He showed up early with flowers for mom and wine for dad. He complimented her cooking with genuine enthusiasm, asked thoughtful questions about dad's hobbies, and remembered my little sister was studying to be a vet. He even brought up specific details I'd mentioned about our family weeks earlier. Jake works as a pediatric nurse at the Children's Hospital downtown. He volunteers at animal shelters on weekends, spending hours walking dogs nobody else wants to walk. He helps elderly neighbors carry their groceries up 3 flights of stairs. He's literally perfect in every measurable way. Then he sat down on our cream-colored couch and crossed his legs casually. His pants rolled up just slightly, barely an inch. One navy sock, one gray sock. Mom's eye started twitching. She stared at his ankles like they were committing a federal crime right there in our living room. "Excuse me," she said through clenched teeth, her voice tight and strained. "I need to check on dessert." She grabbed my arm and practically dragged me into the kitchen, slamming the door behind us. "Did you see his socks?" she hissed. "Yeah, they're socks, Mom. They don't match." "Okay, so what? Who cares?" Her face went stone cold serious, like I just told her I was dropping out of college to join a circus. Socks are the foundation of an organized person. If he can't coordinate something as simple as socks, how can he coordinate a life with you? Today it's mismatched socks. Tomorrow it's forgetting to pay the mortgage or losing your life savings. I waited for the punchline, for her to crack a smile. It never came. She was dead serious. The next morning, she texted me a psychology article at 6 in the morning. Mismatched socks, signs of underlying chaos disorder. Then she forwarded it to my sister with the subject line, "Emergency family meeting about your sister's relationship." By Tuesday, she called my aunt in Phoenix to discuss Jake's concerning sock situation in grave detail. On Wednesday, she tried setting me up with a friend's son who wears perfectly coordinated outfits and works in finance. That's when I realized I had to fight crazy with crazy. The following Sunday, I showed up to family dinner wearing one bright red sock and one sunshine yellow sock, both visible under my cropped jeans. Mom went pale when I kicked off my shoes at the door. "What are you wearing?" she whispered. "Just socks, Mom. Comfortable, functional socks." She kept staring at my feet throughout dinner, her eye twitching harder each time she glanced down. The next week, I wore one polka dot sock and one striped sock in clashing colors. Mom developed a nervous laugh every time she looked down at my feet. By the third week, I arrived in one rainbow sock and one neon green sock with tiny tacos printed all over it. Mom finally exploded at the dinner table. "This is ridiculous. You're doing this despite me. You're making a mockery of this family." "You're absolutely right, Mom. I'm doing this despite you. I've been wearing mismatched socks for 3 weeks straight now, and somehow, miraculously, I still got promoted at work. Paid all my bills on time without missing a single one. Maintained a healthy, loving relationship. Kept my apartment spotless. My entire life hasn't collapsed into chaos. Weird how that works, right?" She stared at me in stunned silence, then at my socks, then back at me, her expression softening. "Your socks are really bothering me," she admitted quietly, her voice small. "Good. Now imagine how Jake felt when you judged his entire character, his worthiness as a partner, his ability to be a responsible adult, based solely on his sock coordination." He noticed, Mom. He knew. The silence stretched between us, heavy and uncomfortable. "He saved children's lives for a living, Mom. He holds their hands during scary procedures. But you wanted me to dump him because his socks didn't match one time." Her shoulders sagged in defeat. "Last month, Jake proposed to me in the hospital where he works, surrounded by the kids he takes care of every single day. It was absolutely perfect. Mom bought us matching sock sets as an engagement gift. 12 pairs of identical socks in different colors, all carefully coordinated. She still checks our feet every time we visit, unable to break the habit completely. But now she just smiles and shakes her head fondly. Last week, she even admitted Jake's mismatched socks have grown on her. At least I always know which feet belong to him at family gatherings.